Right, 1 second. Let's quickly have a look at those. So if I refresh this, should be live. Let's have a look. Okay, yes, I definitely see the stream up on my monitor, so that's brilliant. Okay, and then I don't think this needs any readjusting. If anything, I think this is the best angle I can give you guys today. So, but yes, welcome to the live stream, folks. It's been a very long time since I've live streamed last. Obviously because when I finished up chapter 11, obviously it meant that I need to do a ton of thumbnailing, a ton of planning, and obviously getting all this lettering all sorted out and stuff. Chapter 12 comes in at 42 pages long, so it's taken me a very long time to prepare it all, unfortunately, but it does mean that I'm on my way now. We're developing the next chapter now. Over here, this is the first page of chapter 12. So as you guys can tell, it's in colour, which is unusual for me to do a manga page in colour, but because this is a flashback scene, specifically caused by Fletcher's magic, this is why it's in colour, and it will be in colour for the next few pages. So that's what we'll be working on today, is actually a colour page. I thought, you know, I should do at least one colour page with you folks, just so you guys know what I do when I'm colouring. But it does mean my folder system is a bit more complex compared to usual, because what's this for? This is panel 1, okay. So what we'll work on first is the background itself, and then we'll do all the flats and stuff for the characters afterwards. I just like getting the background down first, just because I know what colours are reflecting off of the characters then. So let's start that. I will just be using the colours from page 1. It's also why I didn't live stream page 1. Because I really wanted to sort out the colour scheme for these set of pages, so that's also why, because I was in the zone, as you will, to try and get it all sorted out. But now it's sorted out, I can just kind of crack on with it. So we're just going to yoink some of the same colours that should be over here by Larkin and down here. Thank you so much for the rose, I really appreciate it, Luna, thank you. Don't mind me yapping at the start of my live stream session here. So if we throw that down there. Actually, what we probably want to do, let me get my lasso tool out. Where's my lasso tool? We probably just want to do this first step by itself, right? So if we bring that downwards, I'm just going to do a basic shadow down here. And we're just going to yoink the colours from what I've done before. It's basically easier once I've got some colours down with just copying the colours over. So we should get a bit of shadow down there, and then a little bit in there, and then we're just going to blend that out a little bit. And then I'm just going to go on this colour slider tool on the right here. I might add just a tad of blue and a bit of pink, if I can, without making it look too off. Like so. Okay, brilliant. Alright, and then if we use the lasso tool again, we're going to do this shadow in between here. So if we do that, so it should essentially start from there, and then we put the dark down into here. What program? I use Clip Studio Paint is the program that I use. Right, and then we got some grass coming out of here, so let me just quickly do that. And then we probably want some slightly lighter hues down there too. Right, okay, and let's do the next brick down here. Let's reselect all of that. Okay, that's coming out a bit too much. Let's try and follow my guidelines as much as I can. Actually, there's going to be a gap down there, so we can don't need to be on exactly on that line. Right. Right, and then if we grab what we've got up here for this one. no, I'm just going to slightly increase this just so I can see more what I'm doing here. So yeah, so we need a dark patch over here, and then we need some shadows behind markers slightly down here. And then it was a bit green down here, and then it goes a bit more pinkish down there. We keep going that. Right, and then I'm just going to get slightly bluer tint down here because we're going to have the water down here, so we probably want to reflect some of that water reflection down there. Right, so if we go back from there, right, and then if we draw the shadow in down here. Put that on there. We're just going to see on that colour too. Right, and then we can add some grass in for this part as well. Just keep it consistent. What manga is this? It's called The Thieves of Stealth and Death. It's a manga that I've created all by myself. So that's the title of it. You can see more on like the live stream description. Let me grab the book. Do I have a book down here? Oh, actually I do. I have one hiding around my desk. There you go. This is volume 1 of The Thieves of Stealth and Death. I'm working on the final chapter at the moment for volume 2. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. So I should get volume 2 out in hopefully a few months. That should be ready to go as well. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. I know it's bank holiday for a lot of people, so I thought it was quite a good day to go live. And obviously I'm not working today, which is unusual because usually I work on a Monday, so... on that way. Right, and then if we bring that down there, let's just put a flat colour down there. Right, and then we bring the grey down. Again, we probably want that blue to extend down there once again. Right, and then let's bring the shadow down here again. Like so. Very back down there again. We want some grass coming out of it. Absolutely awesome, amazing work. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, is that a coloured pencil? Oh, sorry, a colour. A coloured panel like those important moments in manga when it's coloured. Will it be coloured in the printed version? Yes, it will be printed out in colour in the official version. Yeah, is it I only usually do colours for very important scenes. This being one of them. But like specifically in the Thieves of Stealth and Death in my manga, anything in colour is either usually an important flashback, but specifically if it's in colour, like here, the only time it's ever been in colour is when Fletcher used his magic before with Larkin. And again, this is being caused a little bit because of Fletcher's magic. At this point of the chapter, you don't realise that yet, but there's an inherent connection with the coloured pages to Fletcher's magic. So there is a story reason behind why this is in colour. Hello, Lestia. Is that Lestia? Lestia. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. When you colour the character at the start yellow, it's just because I can block them out. It just makes them easier to draw on later down the line. And it's helpful when I'm drawing backgrounds to have them drawn there. It's just for colouring in, it's just easier to have them blocked out. That's all really. Otherwise it's just a bit of a pain in the butt. Otherwise. Right, so if we grab this. Actually, I feel like this will probably be a bit shorter than I've drawn it. It probably goes down there somewhere. Right, and that goes beyond Larkin down here. Right. Again, you probably want some blue down there. Go down there. Right, and then we should get a little shadow down there too. I'm not gonna draw grass down there. I'm just gonna leave it just slightly dark. Thanks for all the follows, folks. Are you making a webtoon story? I'm not making a webtoon, I'm making a manga. I know this is going to be confusing to some people, but usually I draw in black and white. I'm just drawing a scene in colour at the moment, but I'm working on chapter 12 of my manga, which is the final chapter for volume 2. It's for story purposes, this first 3 pages are going to be in colour. Okay, no, sorry. No, it's fine. I don't mind. Is that I am working on a webtoon project now, but I'm under an NDA for that currently, so I can't say much about it. But I'm a script writer for an upcoming webtoon project, so. Right, let's put that down there. And then probably down there. We'll get some grey down there. Actually, we probably want it going lighter when it's going away, so it's probably best that we don't make it darker there. Okay, and then if we put another shadow down here, and then we could draw like the side of the rocks down then afterwards. For info, some manga panels are coloured for important moments. Jujutsu Kaisen has them, for example. Yeah. It said, he said, I only do colour panels ready for important sections, which this is, so. Oh, it's some of Larkin's backstory, isn't it? So. Oh my word. Okay. Okay, so let's just merge all of those layers that I've put together. Right, and then I think what I want to slightly do is we just slightly tilt this in the bluey area. Can we make that slightly lighter, please? I just want to tint this slightly if I can. Okay. Right, okay, let's draw the other side of these rocks in then. I think we could just do this in like one go. I feel confident enough to do it in one go. Oh, that's not how I wanted it to go. Let's quickly reselect. There you go. Right, okay, so we know you've got these greys on top here. Actually, let's redo that. That goes down there, down here, and down there. And we know they get slightly lighter once they get to the bottom, and then we want a harsher shadow at the bottom down here. Alright, and then we can make a slightly clearer shape down there. Right, and then that can go that way then. Oh, sorry, I should say this is a clapperboard, so there's a reason why there's kind of gaps, because it should kind of look like this underneath, folks. Just to kind of explain what I'm doing here. How did you learn how to draw now? You should have like rocks, grass, plants, etc. I'm trying to draw rocks, but I'm not sure where to put the lines, etc. I use reference. Easiest thing is just using reference. Like, this is based off a real life location of where Larkin grew up. So I use reference images all the time when drawing outdoor scenery, and this is no exception to that rule. So honestly, like, look at reference is my suggestion. I think, you know, I just give them probably like the lamest answer ever, but it's true. Bring it down there. Okay, then if we draw the water now, so if we select this layer here, right, so we should just be able to plonk down some colours down here. Right, and then we know we've got some of the reflection of the tree behind them here. Right, and then we know it's going to go bright blue over here. And then it should pretty easy as we progress further downwards. Now, do you have I can't never say it. Aphasia? Yes, I do. I do. I do. I said references are my lifesaver due to it. So. Alright, and then see that down that way. Alright, let's just ease this off slightly. I think we can make this brown slightly stronger. Then bring that back in. Like so. Okay, and then if we draw the water ripple effect here, I've got to remember how I did this before. I used a certain colour before, but I can't remember what that certain colour was. So if I make a new layer here, I think some background is what I need. Water surf, that's not going to be the brush I need. I think it's this one. Yep. Okay, it needs to be a bit lighter than that then. Okay, and then we can reduce it. It just adds a bit of texture to the water, that's all. Okay, and then we can go in with the highlights for the water here. So we get some blue in, we can get some greens. Probably want some pinks down here, so let's, oh actually probably want that slightly lighter. Like so. You'll just make the water a bit more colourful. Right, and then we probably want some lighter blue down there somewhere. And that over here too. Alright, so if I just select that for a sec. Right, and then is there anything else I need to add to that? I think it looks fine how it is. I don't want to make the background too detailed. Like you can tell even here, like it is literally just spots of paint. Like I just kind of wanted that same effect over here, which I think it does well. So. Also, I'm trying to design a badass woman character. It's hard to know what it is. Yeah, I just find designing characters difficult in general. How is the thing you draw on called? I'm also trying to buy something like that. It's a graphics tablet. But specifically, this is a Cintiq 32 by Wacom. Right, and then is this background? I knew what. I kind of remember what was behind him here. I guess I can just draw some leaves. It wouldn't be bad if I drew some leaves, yeah. Okay, I was gonna blur this background anyway. For this panel here, so let's work on that. Leaves. Where are you? Over here. Alright, and we're just gonna yoink the colours from what I've done before. Probably, honestly, all of this could probably be. Actually, we should probably make some of this empty. We could just put some new scenery behind it too. So we go like that. So we know there are more bushes down here, and maybe a few over here. Okay, and then let's go for a lighter colour. Right, and let's see if we can put some small leaves down there too. Something like that. Right, and then the final light layer. Okay, this is all going to be blurred, folks. So it doesn't need to be entirely accurate to how I'd usually do it. Probably be stronger up there. Okay, and then if you select that again, let's erase the outside. Oh, actually, let's not do that. Okay, now we can do that. Okay, and then the background here, I kind of want to do like how I've done some like wheat fields back here. But we probably want some of that over here as well. So let's draw some of that in. And then we could probably draw some trees in after that. Actually, did I do no effect like here? Because that should be something stronger. Is it like a screen or a PC? Yeah, it's, it comes with a PC, this does, so. Draw some greenery down there. Okay, and let's draw some trees in the background here too. Okay, they could be just super loose. Right, and then we could draw a background here, or the clouds I mean. Okay, this is all going to be blurred, so this detail is going to completely disappear on us, but... Okay, and let's put one cloud down. Where's the cloud brush that I have? So let's put like one cloud down. Yeah. Okay, and then let's select that. Let's merge that all together. Copy and paste that, and then we can keep that under spare. And then let's blur it here. Probably want it fairly strongly blurred. Like so. Just keeps it consistent with everything else I've drawn. Okay, and I should put a dark background just in case I miss any gaps. There we go. Alright, so that should look fairly similar to these ones here. which this one's a bit more stronger, but that's because with the perspective that Larkin's in here, those items are really far away, so I've made it slightly less blurred up here because he's closer to those leaves, technically. Clearly my new what tablet is that? It's a Cintiq 32 by Wacom. Right, and then I don't even know how I'm drawing this background here. I just kind of put the sketch in and hoping for the best. Okay, so this is a random vector I just have, I guess. Okay. Alright, let's just do the same technique that I did before. So go lasso tool, bring that down there. Right, and then this brings the shadow in. Sorry, I've got music in my headphones. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I am listening to music as well at the moment. Right, and then we know that there's some shadows down here because that's where the brick ends. Usually I would just lasso tool that, but I think we could probably just grab a pen here and just cut it off manually to make it slightly stronger. Right, and then probably want a slightly more tinted green back here because again we still want the leaves down here, so we just want it to slightly reflect that. Right, and then draw another shadow in. Whoa, it looks amazing, thank you so much, I appreciate it. How long did it take you to finish a page usually? Good question. Usually I work in black and white, so usually it takes me like 6 to 8 hours. But I don't know, actually I can have a look how long this previous colour page took. Because how long did this take? Windows, what's it called, information? Yeah, so this page took me 8 hours and 11 minutes. Which actually isn't too bad. Honestly, I thought it'd take me longer to do this page. Then I'm on 5 hours 14 for this one so far. That's pretty good, yeah. I'm shocked myself, honestly, at it. Right, and then there's some grass down there. As in now I've got the colour scheme down as well for these colour pages, I will be a lot quicker at it. Because before it's like I was debating what colours to put down. Now I can just kind of copy what I have down, so adjust when needed. Right, and then there's going to be the plants back here that we need to transfer across essentially. You know what would be probably quite good here? I'm just thinking for panel 1 up here. I feel like you should see some leaves up here. Sorry, I know I'm moving panels. But I'm just realizing I would presume you should see some leaves up here. So if we put this on top of Grandad and Larkin here. Where is my leaves brush? I keep losing it. It's over here, okay. So if we just colour that in, one of these probably quite big. Like that. Okay, we're going to slightly blur it probably. Maybe just at the top. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get rid of all of that detail. But I don't know if that probably... It probably frames them a bit better having some leaves there than it just running off to the distance. I think it would be a good idea too. Right, okay. We've got to stick with this. Okay, so let's put that up here. And then you got these ones. Right, and then if we bladders. Okay, maybe it doesn't need to be too strong bladder for doing this. Maybe something like this, and then if I maybe get rid of some of it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Which software are you using? I'm using the Studio Paint, yes. Hello Corey, how are you doing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. If anything, it's just like, you probably just want like a little peek of it. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I feel like I need something up here, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll just leave it for now. I'll think about it and we can come back to it. Right, so let's draw the brushes over here. So that's that, that's that. Okay, so we're over here then. Put a stronger green in. Right, and then we got some bigger bushes over here in the background. It's kind of come all the way around Granddad's head. Right, and they do spiral quite high up. Alright, and then I think probably grab a slightly greener tones maybe over here. I think I only made it so desaturated over here before because it was kind of in the corner, but we can make it slightly more green. Now it's a bit more in view. Right, and then go down here. Okay, and then let's put the water in. So we know it's going to be, this is all going to be in the shadow down there. And then it should brighten back up once we get out of it. make it slightly more turquoisey down there. And then, okay, and let's draw the surface water again, which should be fairly easy to draw. I'm just going to grab the colour that should be. Right, and then if we go surface water, okay, and then add some detail onto this now. Thank you so much for all the follows. Yeah, but I wouldn't enjoy it if I asked AI, would I? I wouldn't enjoy drawing. The point of me doing this is because I enjoy drawing. Like, yeah, I can just ask AI, but like, what's the point? I like the process of making it, so. Alright, let's get a bit pink in here. Yeah, exactly. Is that the enjoyment comes out of making it yourself. The thing is, I don't think people who use AI understand that, unfortunately. Like, if you want to use it, but like, I'm not. It's not what I do art for. Oh yeah, there's a stone wall over here. I forgot about this. We need to draw this wall in. Right, and then put that in. Right, okay, and then we've got more bushes. There's so much foliage in Ireland, like there is in England. But I love drawing foliage, so I shouldn't really be complaining. Right, and then that goes up here. Right, okay, and then if you select that, bring that downwards. Okay. Erase that. Okay, and then we've got the read field behind. So let's do that. I'm gonna actually, because there's that effect with this exported image, I'm just gonna see if I can remove that. So let's get rid of the watercolor texture, and then I know I added, oh, that's part one, ignore that. I think it's this one, yeah. Okay, let me just do a snipping tool of this for a sec. Right, okay, and then just young the colours now, so. Okay, so this goes probably all the way down there, I would say. I'm just eyeballing it, but it's probably up there somewhere. Put that down there. Right, and then put it down there. Right, and then I think we can just get some general warmness down there. Right, and then bring that back up a bit. Okay, that looks more like what I want. Okay, just mix colours until it kind of gets to the effect that you want it to go. There you go. That's a nice variety of colours in that too. Hello! Welcome to the live stream, Starlinks. Alright, okay, and then we've got some bushes to draw over here. Or some trees, I should say. Let's maybe add more trees towards the end of this. Right, and let's add some volume to them. Add some door. Okay, let's make this first size slightly smaller. Bring that down that way. Okay, brilliant. And then if we draw the sky in, that's gonna look really nice. Okay, and then we know it's going to be slightly lighter over here. Better down there. Right, and then we need some clouds, so let's add some clouds in. Thank you for sharing the live, I really appreciate it. Oh, actually, I don't like that cloud shade. I think this one's probably a bit better for what we want. Right, and then we probably just want a general, this one like that. Right, and let's do a small grey one. Or maybe not that dark. I just wanted a slightly grey. Like so. Okay, brilliant. I like that background. This one turned out quite well in the end, actually. I wonder if I should add some grass to these bricks down here, maybe, as well. That's the water. Bricks. Okay, you're here. So that's just shadow lines. So we want them above that. Let's just grab. Let's just put some grass down there. And then actually, maybe we can draw like a little crack, maybe going through the rock down here because we're so close. Like add a little bit of detail. Not much, but just a tad. Maybe some over here too. And then just blend that in. Right, so there you go. Right, okay, so that's that panel done. Okay, let me shove this into its own folder. So this is beachy. I'm not gonna blur this background. I think it's fine being unblurred for this. Alright, and then this one we will blur out. But that's, so this is panel 4. Right, so let's get our lasso tool. Oh my word, okay. There we go. Well, and then we need to extend that downwards, that's fine. Okay. And then we just need to grab, I guess, essentially the colours from down here. And then we can get rid of this one because we don't need that anymore. Right, and then we can just have this as colour reference guide. Okay, brilliant. And let me do this like that. Okay, and then we just want some water behind them here. If anything, I feel like the stone should maybe come up slightly higher in this panel. I feel like it's a bit longer than I've depicted it. Right, and then we probably want some green behind that. I mean, this is all going to be blood anyway. I mean, I don't think it really matters, but thank you for the follows, folks. I really appreciate it. Right, and then let's go on to our water effects again. So it would be this, and it would be that sort of colour. Right, and then the water colour brush. Let's get some green down there. Let's grab some here. And then I feel like, again, we always have a little bit of pink that we need in it. Can't go wrong with a little bit of pink. And I don't know. Maybe I should do a little bit of maybe some cracks around the edges, just to give a bit of three-dimensionality to it instead of looking too flat, like so. Right, okay, and then if we select that, we can blur that together. So let's blur, 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 blur. You're so good at this. How much time did it take to reach this level, thanks? I've been drawing for about 10 years now. So I've been drawing for a very, very long time. I don't think, because this is so close, I don't think it needs to be blurred too much. This is slightly, maybe something like that. Okay, maybe a bit stronger. Like this sort of distance, maybe. I'm so indecisive. Okay, I think I might do it. Let's leave it like that. Okay, and then we just got comedic panels down here, which I don't even know what I'm doing for these comedic panels in terms of backgrounds really. So I think I might just get the characters in first and we'll worry about these last two panels afterwards. But I'm just going to quickly preview it. Yeah, those backgrounds look really good actually. I'm pleased with that. They're coming from this page over to here. They definitely look in the same environment, which is what I wanted. Okay, that would be my worst nightmare if I couldn't get them to look the same. I think I might blur this portion slightly. I might do that now, whilst I remember. Because that is... Okay, let me just put this into a folder. Background. Right, and then I am going to copy and paste that. merge layers, I'm gonna blur it. Yeah, okay, and then what we'll do then is rub some of this out, like so, and then we'll just gently ease it off. There you go. Maybe I should make this I feel like this part needs to be slightly blurred as well. One sec. Okay, so if we want it strong down here, we can do that. Then we want it to ease off slightly down here, just something like this maybe. There you go. Alright, let's preview that. That should look better now. Thank you so much for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Right, okay. There we go. That's better. That's better when you're flicking. Now the sharp lines not on your face. It looks way better. I mean, that was what was throwing me off about that background. It was just too bold. The blurring it out helps out. Okay, so let's work on the characters now. So we're just putting down. So the characters are done a lot differently, folks. They are just done in cell shading, and then I just blend them into the background a bit. So they're done in a bit of a different technique compared to everything else. Right, and then we can just like this. So that goes down there. Well, cool, just so cool, thank you. I appreciate it. You do it all by yourself? Yes. Yeah, I'm a one-man team. I didn't have anyone else working on it with me. Usually I work in black and white for my manga, but like, because this is a certain story point, I'm doing the next few pages in colour. Usually I draw in black and white and screen tones and stuff. Right. And then if we draw this in blue, the shadows, well, actually this is overlapping slightly. Try that. I'm just going to grab this G pen. Very pretty, thank you. I appreciate it. Right, and then bring that downwards. So I'm just trying to keep an eye out if I get like a robot capture thing, because I don't know how long I've been live for. But usually I get one like an hour into the live usually. Let's bring that down that way. Okay, and then because the light is coming behind them slightly, we want this purple, or blue, sorry, this dark blue, probably come up down that way. And we'll just put that in. Okay, and then if we multiply, and then if we grab the colour of Larkin's hair, just ease it off slightly. There you go, that's how I shade, folks. If people don't know. That's exactly what I do. Pretty much everything I do. Like that. Oh, this purple is not showing down there. Add that in. Right, and then put that down there. Brilliant. Okay, and then we put that back on multiply. Alright, and then if we add the highlights in, Right, and then if we do the face now. So remember the hands and then the face. Right, and then he's got always a slight blush on his cheeks. Yeah. Alright, and then let's draw the eyes in. Okay, and then if you draw some just shading down there. Oh, I don't know. This is actually there we go. Right, and then we've got the blue of his eyes. Let's just zoom in slightly for this. Right, dark shades. Right, and then we got the blue, sorry, the yellow. And then the white for the top. Right, and then shading is very similar to how I do the hair again, so with this is a slightly light blue. Right, and then his hands are going to be in shadow, aren't they? Okay, and then if you go purple or dark blue, I mean, sorry, put it in the direction of that light, and then forget the colours of the skin. Great work, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Right, and then we've got his top down here. That goes down there. Right, and then let's do the light blue again. Right, and then that one goes back down that way. Right, and that shadow can just go down there. Actually, this entire arm can just be in shadow. Right, and then let's go dark blue now. It goes down that way. Right, and then that on top. Alright, and then let's put the buttons on. If I can see where the buttons go. One sec. The same colour as the yellow in the eyes. It goes like that. Okay. And then how do I managed to like mess that up so much? Okay. Like that. Inwards. There we go. Okay, multiply. Over that. Right, and then we got his petticoat, which is this brown colour. Already brown. Ooh. Just want that shade down there slightly. And it is supposed to be slightly more red in tone, really, like that. Right, and then if we bring that down that way. Right, and then bring that downwards. Right, and down there. Right, and then this needs to be in shadow too. Right, and then if you select that, dark blue. Then the red on top. Thank you so much for all the photos, folks. I really appreciate it. Go down there. Right, and then let's draw Grandpa. Well, Grandpa's got enough effect on him here. Do I? Alright, let me quickly just open this back up. I need to do a new screenshot for him. Alright, so let's turn this off. Yeah, so it should look something like that. Okay, so let's take a photo of that. Oh, I got the capture. 1 second. I'm just trying to prove that I'm not a robot. Okay, 1 second, folks. I need my camera here. There we go. Well, hey, now I don't need to prove that I'm a robot anymore. I wish I could draw like this. It's taken me a very long time to get to where I am at with it. Right, okay, so let's go Grandpa's coat first. Alright, let's just make sure that all the areas are correctly filled in. Right, and then we're doing some shading all the way to the bottom down here. Alright, and then light blue. Shade this all in where the shadows are. this on there. There we go. Right, and then if we go in with the dark blue again, and then the light's coming up here, so let's draw them down there. Okay, and then okay, I don't know actually if it needs to be that blue. So if we do that, okay, let's adjust these lines slightly. Right, and then multiply that, and that should be all tidied up then. Oh, apart from that middle part here. There we go. Tidy that up. Maybe a bit down there too. Oh, is that supposed to be blue? I don't think it's supposed to, you know. I think that might be a mistake on my part. Oh no, it is blue. Okay. I have drawn a blue. Okay, let's keep that consistent then. Oh, I didn't even realise that. We'll just keep it blue. That's fine. Let's keep it blue. I mean, it makes sense because when you look at him at the front angle, just go back. So. Right, and then if I select that, I'm just going to still what I'm doing here because again I don't really need to go for all in shading and doing the blue tone and then the dark blue and then putting the skin tone on top. We'll just do whatever his base colour is that I've given him before in. Right, and then his hair. Oh, actually I'm just realising got another ear hiding over here. There you go. Right, and again, I'm just going to shade that in manually. Yeah, that looks really good, thank you. I appreciate it. Right, and then goes up there. Right, and then I think oh my word. Okay, let me get back to you. I'm just going to put a slight purple down there. Right, and then his hat. Just go down there. Alright, okay. And I will show you guys how I blend it into the background here with the characters here. First of all, I'm just going to quickly colour in the line art for both of them here. Which I think this should be fine apart from the blacks here. that black back in. Right, and then this hat as well. Okay, and then let's put this all into one folder. So let's put this Larkin and Grandpa. Put this into one folder. Okay, and then the background. We're just gonna copy and paste this again. They're gonna disappear for a second. We're just gonna merge the background layer together. Then we're gonna blur it. Great, and then we should go in soft light. And then be about 85, and then we're just gonna measure onto there. There you go. That's how you quickly adjust your characters to the background. There you go. And I slightly erased them out just to make them slightly stronger in the middle. But yeah. So you see, look, if I turn the effect off, it looks like this. Turn it on, you see how they blend way more with the environment now. There you go, that's my trick. Right, and then we've got Grandpa here fully, so let's do him. Okay, so 1 second, I haven't put this background all to one folder, so let's do that. Background. Okay. It goes down that way. Hiya, how you doing? Right, bring that downwards. We're just gonna get some gradient down here. Right, and then we do light blue. Nice panels, thank you. What's your story about? Basically, you follow a downtrodden scientist in Victorian era Bath in England, and essentially he discovers a mysterious book that leads him down a path of mystery, magic, and murder. And he bumps into someone called the Golden Thief, who essentially saves his life, but he's got all of this strange magic attached to him, the Golden Thief. So basically, you follow these two characters. Essentially to solve Larkin's, the death of Larkin's boss. So if you like your crime, supernatural crime mystery mongers, that's the sort of vibe I'm going for. So kind of if you like Bungo Stray Dogs, Quesadilla Vanitas, Deep Grey Man, stuff like that, you should like my series hopefully. Right, and then it goes down that way. It goes down there. Cool, thank you. Sounds nice, yeah. I've been working on it for about 2 years and a half now, over 2 years and a half, so it's been a long-term project for me. But I do everything myself. Right, and then visual ceiling down there. Okay, and then if we go with a dark blue down here, let's bring it down that way. And then if we just take his colour down there. Alright, then multiply. Hopefully that goes down here. Just trying to fill in the lines that I missed to the best of my abilities. I mean, if I don't get it, then I don't get it. Okay. Down there. Tell me about it. I'm working on my story for too long time. Yeah, is it I've drawn over 400 pages for this manga now. So it's been a long journey, but I mean, this is the final chapter now for the first arc, so I should be done with the first, like, essential story ever once this chapter is done. But I mean, I've got 42 pages to draw for this chapter, so it's gonna take me a while. Don't I have Grandpa? Where is he? He's gonna be chapter 8. He's gonna be here, but I probably need the actual file itself. Chapter 8. You're gonna be here, man. Okay. Let's go, thank you. Oh, it has opened up. Okay, so it's down here. Right, so we want all the effects off if we can. So this is going to be panel 2, so that's the original if it turns on. Let's use the original colours. Give it a second, it's loading. There we go. It's because this pile was a bit big. Right, okay, I'm just going to screenshot that. Right, do not save. Okay, and then we can copy and paste that in. Because I need this colour. That goes down there. Right. Right, and then I guess this hat will be the same colour as well. Right, and then put a light blue in. And then down here for his hat as well. But it'll be more of a shadow down that way. Right, and then alpha lock that. Let's put some dark blue in. I always say purple. Well, it can kind of come off as purple, I guess, but. Oh, am I? Okay, I see why I did that. Wait a second. That was my mistake. There we go. Right, and then if you do multiply. There we go. That's more like it. Right, and then if we go back here, do we have any white here? We do not, okay. That is fine. I will copy for what we have here. Okay, so there. We merged that down, so we put this layer in. Right, and then just like that, let's put the dark blue in. And adjust that. Multiply. Right, and then I guess we can do his skin next, and then we can do his beard and stuff afterwards. Kind of look like he's got blonde hair in it, and I was like, he definitely doesn't have blonde hair. So we will fix that once we get the skin done. But I promise he isn't blonde. Let's put that in. Put that down there. Right, and then if we put that down there by the eyes. I don't think I'm missing anything else for the skin tone, I don't believe. I think that's everything. I'm just realising I haven't drawn his nail in down here, so let's just draw that in. Right. And then, sir, you must have a little bit of brush on you. And put some on your nose. Put a bit of a lip on as well. See this close up. Right, and then let's do the same for Larkin's eyes as we do with Grandpa here. Right, and then we put shadow in down there. Right, I haven't even decided what colour eyes to give Grandpa. I haven't thought this far before. I was thinking I must probably give him blue like Larkin's, but maybe without the yellow. Right, and then if you go dark blue. Hello, how you doing? It's been a while. Don't worry, I will show you the entire page I'm working on in just a second once I get these eyes sort of sorted out. You have to go like that. Right. And then if you draw that right highlight in. Yeah, sorry. Here you go. This is the page I'm working on currently. And show you some context. I promise this guy's hair here isn't blonde. It's grey, like over here, but yeah. I've got to do shading for the face and stuff over here, so that's what I'm working on at the moment. And the background is more this colour, but yeah. Why are you colouring it? Because it's an important moment, man. I know I don't usually colour it, but for the first 6 pages it's in colour. It might have something to do with Fletcher's magic, is what I was saying, for why these pages are in colour. Because the last time it was in colour, it was due to Fletcher's magic. So I'd like people to, you know, some of my readers who don't check out my live stream, to figure out that if my pages are ever in colour, it tends to be because of Fletcher's doing. So... So blame Fletcher. I blame Fletcher for forcing me to do colour pages. Also, I'm experimenting with lines of the drawing I'm doing. I'm not too sure if it's good. I'll have a look at some point. I think I did see you post it, and it looked good to me what you did. From my memory, I think you were doing what I would have done. Goes down there, and then obviously his moustache, we need to draw a shadow underneath for that. Right, and that goes down there. I want to draw a shadow down here. Right, and then it goes down there. Right, and then down there. I'm going to draw a shadow here. Right, and then if you draw the shadows of his beard, kind of going for us. Right, and then his hat as well. Down there, draw that down there. Oh my word, I did so many shadows on his face. Oh, by the way, it's from Reference Color. It looks really good then. It's a, you know, I think you've done really good translating it into black and white. That down there. Right, okay, and then if you do purple here, sorry, a dark blue. I keep saying purple. Where the light's coming in from. Brilliant, and then go in with the skin colour again. Let's make sure it's on the right one. Then multiply. Alright, okay, and then let's do Grandad's beard. Should be like that. Right, okay, and then let's add the shadow in here. Wood. Okay, let's not say this about Larkin's granddad. I don't know, maybe people would see it over Larkin's granddad. I love isekai. I said that, but it is not an isekai. It is set in a supernatural world, but it's not an isekai. It's set in like real life. But yeah. My fear is that I'm in a hot runner, and I'm like, that is not my intention. Right. Sorry, I'm just gonna put in the base shadows in for his beard here. And actually, this probably shouldn't exist down there. I think I would have removed the colour reveal, but I don't know how to do it, so I just I get that. Would you draw manga on an iPad, or would that be hard? No, I can draw manga on an iPad. It's just, I already Clip Studio on the iPad. I can't do on Procreate because I need like the certain features that Clip Studio has to be able to produce comics in the way that I do, which, you know, Procreate wouldn't allow me to. But like I can do it on my iPad. It's just way more comfortable for me to draw it on a Cintiq. I don't really like drawing on my iPad. It's not a pleasing experience for me. Right, and then Granda's glasses. Did I draw them silver before? I did draw them silver, okay. Let's draw them silver again. Just make sure these are definitely all in. There we go. Alright, and then right, and then if we alpha lock that, let's make this a dark blue now. Direction of the sunlight. Alright, and then this beard colour. Multiply. Right, okay, and then let's do my magic here. So let's go and grab the different line art colour. So we need to put this on a multiply layer. Let's put that like that. Okay, and then we need the black one down here. Oh, I forgot to do his tie down here. I will do his tie. I'm just realising that I will put his tie in. Let's look at this. So his tie is literally this colour again, I believe. Yeah. If anything, slightly darker. Maybe at the end of the rough, I shade it in like that. Right, and then let's put this all into one folder. So let's call this Granddad. Right, double to that. Right, so let's copy and paste the background here. Merge the background together. Put that on top. We are going to blur this even more. How do you do the background? Sorry, I got medium file coming there. Okay. How do you do the background? I mean, if you were here earlier, I could have shown you how to do it. But one second, let me just quickly adjust this. So that's 85, sorry, 85. Right, and then we are just going to quickly Raise it like that. Like so. There you go, and then kind of blends into the background now. See, there you go, that's the difference if we, if we put it like that. There you go. That's the difference with blending it all in. Hello, how you doing? I said the backgrounds, I just use reference, but like you can see how painterly my backgrounds are. I just use a brush and clips to do paint called pointillism, which is just like this one that kind of produces like multiple paint strokes. That's how I do my backgrounds. It's literally just that brush and nothing else. I'm just going to preview this quickly just to see how everything's looking from page to page. Ten years later, it will load. There we go. Yeah, so the only thing is I don't have like the texture overlay yet, so everything's gonna look a bit sharper than it should do at the moment, which is fine. Because I'll put that in last. But yeah, this looks pretty good. The colours are accurate to what's over here. Right, okay, let's draw them over here now. So this is panel 4. No, this is panel 3. My mistake. Hello, how you doing? Alright, so if we grab that, because we're going to draw his hat in and down there. Actually, what I might do, one sec. I'm just going to take this off for a sec. I'm just going to screenshot that. So snipping tool, where are you? Come on. Load up. Thank you. Okay, we can get rid of this old one now of him. Yeah, that's more, what we just drawn now is more up to date. I love you before I go because my PC can't handle TikTok for live for some reason. Yeah, that's fine. I can hear my computer whirring with TikTok live on the go as well, so. Right, and then the sorry, the shadow should be more over here really. Select, click on. Let's just set this layer. Thank you. Right, and then we're just gonna grab this. Alright, let's do it for down here as well. Add some shadows down there. Right, and then if you set that, let's get darker down here, but lighter down here. Did you know that canonically Dracula owes Moonlight money? No, no, I don't know that. Oh, I've got some up here. There we go. Right, so if we do that, we'll make a new layer. I'm just gonna make this darker in general. So if we select that. Right, and then bring that downwards. Right, I'm just gonna put purple down here. Right, okay, and then if we go back in with our normal shading colours, which I think we could just do it like that, like so. Because again, the light's coming from behind them here, folks. Technically, we should have some partial light coming around the edges down here. Like so. Right, and then bring that down there. Right, and then we need this one over here. Right, okay, and then make a new layer. One second, folks. I'm just seeing if I have this. I wanted to press this button on my live, please. Okay. Alright, you're not gonna show me what I want. That's fine. I feel like TikTok's changed their live stuff since I've been on here last. Oh dear. Right, just need to put the shadows on there. Right, and then if we put this in down here. Like so. And we put a shadow down here. Oh my word, okay. It's like this little part here, there we go. Right, and then skin tone. Just tidy this up around the edges. Alright, everything. Once I need this part up here that I just need to fix. Right, and then we can just add everything else in for skin. Right, so if we do this short shadow here, I think, oh actually that's not going to work. Okay, change of plan. We're just going to do it how we used to. So we just want to put that up here. And then we've got some highlights going around the edge of his face down here. To be fair, I don't know. We'll just put shadow down here. Right, and then if we put that down there, right, and then if we go purple or dark blue, and we put that down there, and then put the skin on top. Right, and then need this again. Alright, and then move eyes are blue, which we could just put a little bit in. We don't need everything, all the colours in there. There we go. Right, okay, and then last but not least, just his go into his hair. Right, and then also we need to do his glasses. Right, if we do that, let's make a new layer. Let's put all the shadows into his beard. Put a shadow all the way under his hat and then all the rest of his... Oh, so much hair. Keep go with that. Right, and put that down there. Right, okay, and then if you select that, we should be able to change the hue of this. So we go more like that. And bring that back, lighter down there. Like so. Right, and then we can change the hue of the line art now. Get this down there. Right, and then let's grab the black line art. Just like that. Okay, and then the hat, read that all in as well. There we go. Right, and then we need this hat drawn as well. Also, we don't need that, so let's go with that. So, like I said, it's essentially the same colour as his grandpa's. Right, so Larkin, where are you going? What hours were the effects on? So we need this one. So, okay, let's control be this, and then group that, call that grand car. Right, and then folder, let's call that Larkin. Oh, why are you not doing anything? Oh, I think I know why. One sec. We probably just need to get rid of this yellow layer for unlocking now, so let's just quickly select that. Oh, not that. This one. Thank you very much. Now we should be able to draw unlockings later. Right, so purple, there we go. Alright, and then get the darker tone of Larkin's hair. Okay, let's get a mid-tone and then a small highlight at the back of his head. Right, that goes down that way. To be fair, like the entirety of his head is going to be in shadow essentially down here. Like that. And then we can kind of probably slightly airbrush this outline. Yeah, downwards. And it goes down there. Go down there, brilliant. Okay, and then if you select that, let's quickly adjust the lighting situation here. Go down there. Okay, brilliant. Okay, and let's put the highlights in. Right, and then let's put the skin tone in. Okay, put that all in. Put that down there. Right, and then let's do the skin shading down here. So let's get a light blue, and let's just put the base shadow down. Well, actually this whole front portion should be in shadow essentially. Go down there. Right, and then the edge of it can be slightly exposed to the light. Right, okay, and then put the knuckle shading in. So, right, okay, and then let's get our dark blue in. Sorry, let's go up here. Right, and then let's grab the screen color. Like that. Okay, and let's put them on the multiply layer. Right, and then I'm just going to quickly get rubber, and we're just going to rub this out slightly like so, to give it a circular effect. Right, okay, and then let's draw the rest of his outfit. So put that all in. Right, I think that's all the yellow I counted for. Just double check. Right, and then if we do the same technique again, so if we start with the light blue, we'll put that down here. And we'll put that shadow down there, and then we know we've got some backlight coming in down there. And then I'm just going to get the hard brush out ready just in case. Alright, and put that down there. Right, and that goes down there. I'm just going to quickly just change that up a bit. Actually, this is all going to be in shadow down here, really. Just all of this is in shadow. Right, and then that goes down there. Right, and then the shadow goes down there. Right, and then there'll be some stronger shadows down here as well. That should come across. Then just similar that forearm too. Right, and then let's just tidy that up. Right, and then if we go for dark blue again, we put up where the sunlight is coming from, and then the actual colour of the cuff itself. Right, let's tidy this up. I think it was pretty good actually with what I managed to do with that. I don't think there's much tidying up to do really, so that's pretty good. Good going by me. Right, okay, and then we need some gold buttons here. Yeah. Right, and then we've got his rose petticoat. Goes down that way. Brilliant. Okay, and then again, same technique. We're gonna do light blue. And then go down that way. Right, okay, and then if you do that, go for dark blue. That comes down that way. Cut off that. Right, and then is there anything that's missing slightly in some areas? Okay. multiply. Right, okay, that should be pretty much there then. Right, and then let's do the secret techniques. If we copy and paste the backgrounds, we merge that together as one layer. We put that on top and we blur that out. So let's go quite strong here. Yeah, that should do it. Right, and then if we do soft light 85, so we need a ground path layer as well as lock-ins. Brilliant, okay. Alright, and then we need to also adjust the line art for lock-in as well. Right, okay, lock in. Where is your line art? I presume we're branded. Yeah, okay. Let's just take this off for a sec. Right, so we've got the generic line art there, so we need that in. Right, and then we need the dark one for the black. And for his petticoat. There we go. Should even be darker really from lots of things. You feel like that. Okay, and then let's put that back on. Right, so I'm just gonna get rid of some of this blue. Don't need it all blue. Alright, and that colour corrects most of them. Brilliant. Alright, so let's save that. Let's preview it. Why does the line art look so dark over here, but not over there? The line art seems off in this panel, I don't know why. One sec. Right, if I just link that. Let's redo the line art on these characters for a sec. Yeah, so we've got these lines, which is fine. Right, and then we need these lines for the black. Right, and then with his hats. And for his coat down here. Okay, and that should do the job. If I turn these back on now, these should look better. Yeah, they look better. Okay, I think I sorted it. Because yeah, I don't really know what was happening there. Because yeah, this should be all fine. Who knows? There you go. Looks very good, very nice, thank you. I appreciate it. How are you doing? And he said I'm almost there. Like I've gotten past like the hard bits now, so just another chapter update tonight probably, so. I'm doing good, just chilling. You? Yeah, same here, just chilling. Hoping to get this page done for today, because that means, you know, I can upload a page on Webtoon, which would be nice. But yeah, it's very warm in my room. I would put my fan up to a higher speed, but I don't know. I feel like it would be annoying for you guys. Right, and then if we put the shading in. Put that shadow in down there. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to do that, thank you. Right, and then that can go down there. Cool. And then let's do this buttons. I mean, it's gonna be pretty similar colour to the base colour down here. I think it is literally the same colour. Okay, no, that makes my life easy. Okay, let's grab the skin colour, blacken. Oh. This is actually this colour down here. And that goes down there. Right, okay, and then I'm just going to quickly remove this lettering for a sec. I'm just going to get everything coloured here. Right, and I think we could just do literally pure black for the inside of this. Alright, and I could just be skin. Right, and then I kind of want to do some slight blush on the knuckles here before we shade. So let's do that. There we go. Okay, and then let's do light blue. That's going to be shadow down there. Right, and that goes down that way. Well, hey. Right, and then that's going to be pretty much all of this is going to be in shadow. Okay, and then if you do a dark blue, go down that way, color that in. Right, and then let's just fill in the gaps that I can see. Like so. Right, and then if you do that layer multiply then, there we go. Right, and then we've got his petticoat again, so that's going to be red. Right, and if we merge that to this layer. Alright, and then let's airbrush all the colours in for it. Or actually, this one up here we need. There you go. Alright, and then let's do light blue. Right, and that goes all the way to the center. There we go. Okay, and then we can probably just round this off a little bit. Okay, and then alpha lock that. Go with the dark blue again. Oh, to be honest, we probably put that all in the dark blue. And then I think we need to go back in with the light blue again. So and like that. There you go. Okay, and then go back in with the res. Okay, and then multiply. Tidy up. Right, and then if you do multiply again, there we go. Bring that down that way. Maybe we could put like a mini shadow down there. Okay, brilliant. Okay, there's adjust Larkin's line art here then. Which is going to be down here. Right, and then like a skin colour. There'll be this. There we go. Okay, and now let's do our little hack thing. Right, so let's make this Larkin's folder Larkin. Brilliant. Okay, and let's copy and paste the background here. Okay, and then let's blur this a bit more than it is already. That would do. Right, and then we're going to merge down to Larkin. We're going to do soft light at 85. Right, and then let's erase some of this. Right. Alright, I'm gonna take a break for a bit. I don't know if I'll live stream again, but I need a drink refill and stuff, so I'm just gonna take a small break. I'll see if I live stream again. I mean, I probably won't considering there's only 2 20 panels left, but thank you so much for everyone who joined the live stream today. I will probably live stream again in the future at some point, but yeah, I'm gonna take a small break now. I appreciate everyone checking me out. Again, you can find all the social links in my bio if you're interested in following me on other platforms that's not here, or checking out my manga. I've got a Discord server, things like that, so feel free to go to the link in my bio and you can find all details on that. But yes, thank you very much for everyone who joined me today, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you later. Bye bye.